116 of Business Growth School for Service Providers. I'm your host Ali Salman, and this podcast is brought to you by Rapid Boost Marketing, online marketing for service providers. Today we are talking about a closing process, and like the reason for doing today's podcast was actually a meeting I was in a couple of weeks ago. And what happened that we were sitting down. It's a local business, but it's a big transaction business. That means that, like, they do paving, landscaping work, and usually big contracts, right? So anywhere from $10,000 plus all the way till 2,000 $200,000. And in their sales team they have 3 to 4 people now. What usually happens around the when the lead comes in, they usually call a lead, they try to qualify them, and they work on a proposal then. And because the proposal is kind of complex, so there's like 3 or 4 people trying to work it together in a document format, and they either document or PDF, and what they do then, they email that to the person, and they basically just sit back and, like, see that if converts or not. And they, like, after a few days they kind of follow up, but there's no defined process. And when I asked them that, like, how many proposals have you, or how many deals have you put out the proposals for in last 3 months, and they said, well, we don't have that answer. So that means that, like, the from the lead to the closing is actually one of the biggest opportunities in a lot of businesses. I mean, if I go and talk to a local dentist and I say, hey, how many leads did you got? How many new patients you got converted? I can bet you they don't have a definite answer. We have had this chat with realtors, we have had this chat with a lot of people, and very few businesses have a very good process when the lead comes in, all the way taking them to the sale, to make sure that, like, they're taking full advantage of that, right? I mean, you're spending so much money, you're spending resources, you're generating leads through online marketing, through networking, through your offline sources, through your reputation and branding, through your referrals. And end of the day, if your lead from the lead to the sale process is not really defined and it's not streamlined, that's costing you a lot of clients. Because if you don't know that, if you're closing at 50%, how can you improve to 60%? You don't know that every 10 deals you send out, only 3 of them you're converting. How can you improve and make sure you convert 5 or 6 or 7 of them? So if your average transaction is 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, $100,000, imagine what having 1, 2, 3 more clients can do for your business every month. So make sure that, like, you when you have a closing process, you have a proposal or a deal tracking mechanism. Now, most of the businesses have no idea. First of all, they're, like, doing it in an old school way. They're collaborating in a document or a PDF format. You have to stop doing that. What I have done is, like, I have collected 20 free and paid proposal tools to help you track your closing process. And you will see that I've also included Rapid Boost Marketing's like, closing dashboards. Like, as we know that in our company we have a closing ratio of 60%, and now we are working towards to increase that. But we know that, like, when we send out the proposal, how many people even read that. We know that how much time they spend on a proposal. So you need to know all of those things so you can basically close better. It's not just having about a process, it's also about, like, having a process which, that if you put a lead through in this process, you have better chances of closing that deal. And this can be applied to accountants, this can be applied to lawyers, like, estate planning. And the 20 free and paid proposal tools which have been closed, all of them have a different industry focuses to. Some focus on, like, service based providers, some focus on, like, professional services, like, law firms and accountants. Some focus on plumbers and, like, HVAC companies. So go and check that out at rapidboostmarketing.com/grow, and make sure you have a proposal tool you're using so you can determine an ROI. And, like, your team can collaborate. First of all of them can collaborate in a real time. When you send out a proposal all the way till the closing, you know that, like, what's happening and what's not happening. Let's say you send out a proposal, you call them and you said, hey, have you seen a proposal? And they tell you an answer. But this, if you use a tool, you can track each and everything, how much they read, like how much time they spent on your proposal, and things like that, how much, like if they clicked it or not. So if you have all this matrix, like imagine how well you can close your deals. So make sure that, like, as a service based business, you're using some sort of a proposal tool or some sort of a software to help your salespeople enable that. We do that with our clients like all the time, and we have seen incredible results when it comes to the closing ratio of, like, leads all the way to the closed deals. Because hey, you know what, you're spending a lot of resources to generate traffic, to generate interest, to generate awareness. Why not spend a little bit more energy on the closing process, streamline that so you can take out more lemon juice from the lemon, as I say. I'll catch you tomorrow bright and early in episode 117 of Business Growth School for Service Providers. I'm your host Ali Salman, and this podcast is brought to you by Rapid Boost Marketing, online marketing for service providers. Have a good day, make it count. Bye bye.